Hello and welcome to another video. Hope you're well. And today's video is talking about some ways that you can make your money go further, to make your money stretch. So let's get started. So most people with the cost of living are looking at a squeeze on their finances because of everything going up due to inflation. So hopefully some of these tips will be helpful, not for now, but for a very long time. So let's get started. Well, I already said let's get started. Let's get started for real. So firstly, let's get a control on our spending. You see, we need to set a budget and we need to stick to that budget. So firstly, I advise take cash, because if you take cash, that's it. You only have that amount, the amount you took to spend. If you use your card, well, you can drain your bank in 2 minutes. So take cash. Plan for what you want, take cash. Our first aim should be to make savings on the things that we buy all the time. So groceries, petrol, stuff like that. So I suggest whatever you consume, try to get the cheaper version of it and try it. I'm not saying you have to stick to it or switch to it. I'm saying try it. So if you get Heinz baked beans, get the value baked beans and try it. And to be honest, actually try it. So don't have no bias towards it. Do something such as have your partner blindfold you, no kinky action, but blindfold you, take the Heinz beans, take the value beans, put them in 2 different cups, give it to you and you taste them. See which ones you like. Do that for everything else, because then you have a clear, objective, unbiased truth. You're not going to be choosing the branded thing because you didn't see it. You can't see it. Therefore, it's actually what your taste buds telling you. This way, you'll be surprised at how many things that you can get the value equivalent of. And yes, maybe some of the branded things you will keep, which is fine, but you will save a lot of money by getting the cheaper versions of those items. Another tip is don't shop hungry. So the study might be getting old, but nothing has changed. And if you shop hungry, then you have a tendency to impulse buy more items. Which is true, because when you're hungry, you think to yourself, when I go eat, I'm gonna eat like it's a buffet. I could eat a horse. But then when it comes to eating, you're full after like 3 bites. Make a list. As usual, you need to know what you're gonna get, so you stick to the list. Ask yourself if you need it. If you can afford to buy something, it doesn't mean you should buy it. Ask yourself, do you really need this? Is this something you crave? Or is this something you want? When you are doing online shopping, apply the 48-hour rule. So if you're on Amazon or any online shopping website, whatever item you want to buy, put it in the basket, but don't pay for it. Just leave it in the basket, and 48 hours later, sleep on it, have 2 sleeps on it, and then come back and see if you still want to get it. If you still want to get it, go ahead, get it. But if you don't, then hey, empty your basket. And also a bonus, some companies will see that you've got this item in the basket but you haven't paid for it, meaning you're borderline wanting to buy it. So they might want to push you over the edge and give you a certain percent discount. And if that is the case, then hey, you get yourself a discount. Also, you could use sites like Honey and any other coupon sites to find discounts. Hot UK Deals is a good site as well. You can cut out subscriptions that you don't actually need. Like, do you actually need a VPN subscription if you have one? If you don't need it, cancel that, get your money back. Do you really need Netflix, HBO, Hulu, all of these accounts, or can you just do with one? Do you really need a gym membership if you don't ever go to the gym? Do you really need Amazon Prime membership when you barely ever buy anything anyways? Also, majority of the subscriptions, you probably forget about it, and they probably do some slight price increase. So I suggest go through your financial statement, find out what you're being charged for, and the things that you don't need, and I mean seriously don't need, stop giving them money. Cancel that. You could live more ethically, I guess would be the term. So for example, instead of buying something and then using it a couple of times and throwing away, you can use it, you can recycle it, as in not recycle it like chucking the recycle bin, as you use it for something else. You could cut it up, make it into a different dress. For example, if it's a dress, if it's a shoe, you could design it, you could make it a different color. I don't know, get creative with it. You can be very creative if you like. If your clothes has rips, you could have distressed jeans, ones that you just made yourself, or you could get a tailor or someone who can sew it back together. Maybe you don't have to drive everywhere, you could walk sometimes. You could buy yourself a bike, get some exercise while using that as a mode of travel. When it comes to things like your car insurance, go on comparison sites, shop around to find the best deals, phone them up and try to negotiate, haggle them down, because you'll be surprised. You could haggle insurance down quite a lot. I did it once. I got £300 down, so that was pretty good. For things such as internet, heating, phone contracts, shop around to find the best deals. Another thing you could do is, instead of going to, for example, Tesco's or Sainsbury's, you could go to the wholesalers, and whatever you guys use mostly, get them in bulk, because it will be cheaper and you're going to use them anyway. And you can go to the butchers, get that in bulk, put it in the fridge, and slowly just cook meals, soups, stews, curries, gravies. They last a very long time and they're delicious and tasty. Going to the wholesalers and buying in bulk most of the time is cheaper than buying it individually from Tesco's or Sainsbury's. If you combine all these, you'll be surprised with how much you can save, because it's a bit like Team Sky, the cycling team from the Olympics. Their method and their motto was to improve by 1% on everything. So it's not to improve massively, it's to improve by 1%. So 1% better seats, 1% make the bikes lighter, make them more streamlined, make the riders 1% fitter. And if you add all that 1%, 1%, 1% up, you get a massive percentage difference. So it's the same thing. If you save £1 here and £1 there and £1 here, there, next thing you know, you've saved £20 or £50 a month. And you think £50 a month, that's good, but how much is that in a year? That's £600 saved. What happens if you just save £10 a month? That's £120 saved. That's a lot of money that you could do things with. You can go on holiday. You could go to the south of France. You could go to Spain, EasyJet, Ryanair. Have yourself a nice holiday. So it does pay dividends. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and take care.